Last time on Square Roots, two worlds combine, Ferris puts on a pretty dress, and Boko has babies. Later, X-Death gets beat down by a turtle and sucks whole towns into his black inky void. Ooh, that makes me so mad that I'm gonna circumnavigate the globe. I'm gonna circumnavigate the globe 10 times.
And welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zandt.
I'm surprised we didn't discuss how X-Death vored a bunch of towns last week.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in his tummy now, right?
We'll get into this. I have a question about that. Also joined by Vanessa.
Hello.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs one chunker at a time. This is our final episode on Final Fantasy V.
Wow, 5 episodes for Final Fantasy V. We nailed it. We did it. We're the best. We're the greatest.
Oh, wow.
We should go back and redo every Final Fantasy game and do it in this format. 6 for 6, 7 for 7, 8 for 8, 9 for 9,
Ooh.
10 for 10.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's a terrible idea, actually.
Idea.
It's a pretty bad idea.
I like it.
Anyway, Jim, you had a question about how X-Death vored a bunch of people?
Oh, yeah.
With his black hole
I don't
magic?
I don't know that we successfully answered this question last week, but is X-Death the Void, or is X-Death wielding the Void?
He's wielding the Void. The Void is its own thing.
I thought X-Death was
He goes and talks
a
to it.
tree that got pumped full of too many bad ghosts.
Well, we'll get to that.
That's what he is,
I
right?
mean, but I don't believe he is the Void. We see him outside the Void. Maybe he becomes the Void.
He talks
But at
to
this-
the Void.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he is not himself.
He
the Void.
specifically talks about how he wants to wield the power of the Void, and he's going to take the power of the Void.
But maybe it's like self-empowerment. Like, I'm going to finally wield my own power.
Maybe it
I'm gonna
is,
take
but
my
it's not
own
text to
power
the
back.
game.
But if he is not the Void, then him swallowing up those towns would not be voring them. It would just be having the Void eat them.
Okay. It's fine. Just step on my jokes. It's all right.
Vor,
Don't worry
Vor
about it.
implies ownership of the tummy.
Okay, I apologize. What I meant to say is the Void vored all of those towns, and it's in the Void's tummy.
I
we
almost
go.
put
Thank
in
you.
my last time that I once saw a movie about a woman who sucked up a whole town into her black inky void, but then I felt that the joke was misogynistic.
Oh, you're talking about Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah. Which I also haven't seen, so it would have been misogynistic and insincere.
I have no interest in watching
And a lie. We call that a
porn
lie.
from the 70s. It sounds gross. I bet it's gross. I bet those
I
people
bet it
look
is
like they are
gross.
coated in Crisco, like all of the actors in Soylent Green. Y'all ever seen Soylent Green? Shockingly
Yes.
gross movie, and not because of any like special effects or like violence or gore, just because everybody looks gross.
Whenever I see an old-timey person from the 60s or the 70s, I always think about how they smell of cigarettes, because everything back then did.
I think about that too, and like how everything was dirty. Even in the 80s, everything was dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's not dirty now? You
Not
clearly
as
haven't been to
dirty.
my house.
It seems less
Well, we
dirty.
have better emission standards, and there's less cigarette smoke. That's what it basically comes
Yeah.
down to. I think smoking's gonna make a comeback, don't you? Doesn't it feel like it? Doesn't it feel like
I don't
everyone's gonna be
think
having
so.
those packs rolled up in their
It
little
kind
sleeves?
of has. If only people just vape now.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
right.
all vapes.
Okay, I agree, but the vape smells like strawberries or mints and not like fucking chemical poison in your nose.
Yeah.
And I agree, like if you're somewhere and it smells like vape, you're kind of like, ugh. I walk by somebody's cloud of vape and I smell the strawberries coming out of their lungs and I'm like, gross. but it's still not the same. You know, it's just another way that we've made this world gay. Everything smells like strawberries and cream.
Oh my God. You are
Lemonade
becoming
and raspberries and cotton candy. I didn't say that as if it was a negative thing.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Hey, before we dive into
I do think,
quest,
and I'm sorry because I know you want to move on. I think it's more of an infantilization than a gayification. I think everybody just wants their little candies and their mommy.
Yeah, you're probably right. They need all their little baby
Yeah,
sugar
I need my
products.
baby. I need my Jolly Ranchers.
John even I think John one time referred to his Diet Pepsi as his sugar baby water, which is something I think about a lot. I think John said, I'm cranky because I haven't had my sugar baby water. I think about that a lot, actually.
I guess we should mention that Johnny is still on his hiatus. But
that's why I didn't introduce him.
he will return at a indeterminate time.
Yeah, he got so high that he ate us, and we're recording from his tummy.
Yeah, that's why we're so interested in Vor right now, because we have become the thing that we most feared.
We're waiting for Johnny to pass us.
Johnny's hiatus.
No. I'd rather be
Poop me out, Johnny. Poop me out.
No, please vomit me. Or, I could have my second cesarean experience. They cut me out the first time, cut me out again.
Oh, no.
They didn't cut you out the first time. You got spat out of hell, and we all know it.
Oh, well.
All right, before we talk about our the Final Fantasy V finale and our quest log segment, why don't we move into our first segment of the show? Honk, honk, it's the Hot Gaming Goose. You guys want to honk for me?
Honk.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Wow, I'm not really familiar with any of this.
Yeah, some of it was pretty interesting. I dropped some real hot, sweet gaming gossip into the notes tonight, and the first one's going to blow your fucking mind. Quantic Dream.
Whoa.
That's right. David Kage has...
Our favorite developer.
David Kage's studio has announced a new game. And you're thinking, oh my God, is it Heavy Rain 2? No. Is it Detroit Become Human 2? No. Is it that Star Wars game that was already announced? No, that was already announced, and I hope it doesn't happen. No. Quantic Dream has announced a new game called Spellcaster Chronicles, a free-to-play multiplayer game.
What?
So
What?
The first observation is based on title alone. That sounds like the blandest, most boring bullshit I've ever heard in my life.
I mean, I urge you to go
Chronicles.
look at the trailer because it also looks like the blandest, most boring thing you can imagine. Quantic Dream really getting ahead of the curve here. Why don't we release some free-to-play multiplayer slop?
But Quantic Dream's whole deal is like conversation trees and QuickTime reactions.
Not anymore.
And you sculpting the story. Just no, like it's none of that. They're just making some other kind of game.
Maybe it has a murder dungeon in it.
Probably. What
Can
if
you play
it's
as the origami
Harry
killer?
Potter, but the female wizards, they go into the dungeon and it turns out there's a murderer there.
What if there should be a David Cageverse that has like the origami killer and the android guy and Elliot Page, and they can like fight each other?
Like
In
a
Mortal
Street
Kombat.
Fighter.
This is
but
described as a
But with all
blend
David
of
Cage
action and strategy genres.
What?
Oh man,
This is going to allow
news.
Quantic Dream to explore community-driven narratives.
What
Meaning
narrative?
we want to be able to milk our games for $1 billion.
Spellcaster Chronicles matches will see 2 teams of 3 players compete in fast-paced 25-minute matches.
Okay. And how
A
is that
team
a
must
narrative?
capture altars to gain territory and destroy their opponent's life stones.
Yeah, that's capture the flag.
You play as spellcasters, described as archetype-driven mages with distinct identities that fight with
Cool.
spells and summoned creatures. Sounds like garbage.
It
sounds like
does.
fucking trash.
My identity is Frost.
And I'm fire.
And I'm Summoner. I did it. I came up with 3 distinct identities. Complex backstories for these characters.
Well, I can honestly say I hope that's the last time we talk about that until the inevitable cancellation. Jim, why don't you tell
You guys
us?
want to
Captured-
take bets on like how long before it gets canceled? I mean, it's not going to last 6 months.
I don't think it'll come out. I think it'll get
Do we do
canceled
it like
before it comes
cabbage
out.
style? Like, will it last longer than a cabbage? Like we did for Liz?
Yeah.
A capture the flag game is not a narrative. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at you, David Cage.
I mean, you still paint narratives around it, I guess.
No,
It won't be
come
good. I don't
on.
anticipate it being good. Then again, none of their games are good. So how's this surprising?
Heavy
got
Rain
that.
was all right.
It's got that. No, it was not. It was terrible. The fact that you would say that out loud is embarrassing for you.
When they make the David Cage-averse fighting game, I want to play as Lauren, the prostitute mom.
I want to play as the robot lady from Detroit Become Human, because she's a robot, so she's got to be tougher than the rest.
She's on The Boys now.
All right. Up next, Warner Brothers confirms that they are working on Mortal Kombat 3. Whoa.
But the second one
Jim,
hasn't
you have
even
big
come
feelings
out
about
yet.
this. I know.
Yeah, I love. I'm really excited about this next movie, Carl Urban, and the trailer looked amazing. And like the more they showed, like there was some featurette that came out like last week or something that I watched, and it looked so good. It looked amazing.
I want to talk
And
about
so,
this featurette
like, they already
because
announced 3.
I'm sorry, Jim, but this featurette features
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Carl Urban like staring sincerely into the camera, saying, "This is Mortal Kombat the way it was meant to be seen." And I was like, "What are you talking
Yes.
about?"
Yes, and I believe him when he says it. I do.
Carl Urban, the very fit actor who's been going for a long time now. He's a 55-year-old father of 3 or something, and he's like, "Finally, Mortal Kombat the way everyone has dreamed of seeing it." Not doing
I
a
mean,
New
clearly the
Zealand accent, I
studio
really should.
believes in it too, since they pushed Mortal Kombat 2 back to a summer release and are already developing Mortal Kombat 3. That's exciting. I really liked the first one. It was, in my own words that I've repeated several times, not a very good movie, but a very fun
I remember you kept
and
watching it. You
enjoyable
watched
movie.
it like
Yeah.
3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I watched it a bunch. I've watched it a bunch since then. It's the perfect late night movie for me. Like, just give me some stupid action and some jokes, and I don't really care about the plot. Like, it's fine. They never have the tournament for some reason. Whatever. And then it ends on one of the worst fight scenes in the history of movies, which is fitting. A terrible frozen UFC cage match where the one guy keeps running over and trying to punch the ice off of his frozen wife and child. Fucking terrible.
I love that.
Every
I
fight
can't-
and scene that he was in was bad, and every other fight was amazing.
When I rewatched that movie, because I only watched it for like the 3rd time like a month ago, I kind of like I didn't hate that character as much as the first time.
Yeah,
I
you
saw
should
it.
have, though.
I was like, there's room in my Mortal Kombat heart
No.
for whatever that character's name
This
is.
is Stockholm Syndrome. He turns into a gold Power Ranger, and I said it before, but I'll say it again. I hope he
How is
dies
that any
in the
stupider
first
than a robot
5
named
minutes
Smoke?
of the movie.
How is that any stupider than a robot named or a ninja named Noob Saibot?
Why are you making fun of people's names? What's wrong with Noob Saibot? It's just a fucking name.
Did you know Noob Saibot is Tobias Boone spelled backwards?
Yeah,
Tobias
everybody
Boone,
knows that.
Creator of Mortal Kombat.
Every human
Did you
on
know
Earth
that?
knows that.
Did you know there's a code to where you can see Sonya Blade's boobs?
Can you see Noob Saibot's boobs? Is
And
there
also,
a
the
nude
ninja
Saibot
is named Smoke
mod?
because he's a fucking smoke ninja that died and got turned into a robot. So, like, what's he supposed to change his name now that he's a robot? Give me a break, dude.
Yeah. If you're not a smoke guy anymore, you can change your name to whatever you want.
Why would you want to? Smoke's a dope fucking name. All right, up next, Magic the Gathering has officially revealed its newest crossover set coming next year. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
What? How?
That's fun. I mean, they've done Marvel and Final Fantasy this year, so why not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Really?
Those Spider-Man
Don't you
cards are
feel
apparently
that,
pretty
like,
good.
The integrity of the Magic universe is a little compromised by all of these collaborations.
Maybe a little, but on the other hand, it's always been a multiverse. Like, that's baked into the premise. They're planeswalkers. They walk across the planes of existence, you know? Mm-hmm. So... Also, I don't play or collect Magic the Gathering cards, and I don't care. So I just think it's neat.
Yeah.
What I think my favorite thing about these has been the card holders that you can get for the special decks. Like the Final Fantasy one was one that was shaped like a Buster Sword.
Ooh, that's cool.
And even if it doesn't have Magic cards in it, it looks fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're really neat.
All right, well, if that doesn't wet your whistle, how about this? A new Terminator game got announced today. It's called Terminator. It's called Terminator 2D No Fate. And it is a rad-looking, retro 2D action platformer shooter based on Terminator 2. And it looks fucking
This does look
awesome.
awesome. Holy wow, this looks amazing. Oh my gosh, the continue screen is Arnie holding his hand up holding his thumb up out of the lava at the end, or the molten steel. That's amazing.
That looks rad. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check that out. That looks like a good fun time. Good fun retro platformer shooter. I don't know how to describe that. You know, is Mega Man's a platformer shooter, right? Maybe platformer, 2D side-scrolling shooter. Maybe that's better.
It looks like, if you remember the game like Blackthorn on the SNES, it looks kind of like that.
And finally, a new Dissidia Final Fantasy game is coming. That's exciting. Huh? You guys
Are these fighting games? What's the deal with these? I've never played one.
Yeah. They're new. It is a series of fighting games. Dissidia Duellum is the name of the game. It is a mobile exclusive Final Fantasy fighting game where all of the characters in this iteration are dressed like little Gen Z douchebags with bisexual exposed ankles.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but that's what people in the Discord said, and I believe them.
All right. Are these the games where they're like in a coliseum and it's like Ultros is there and he's like, I'm gonna make everyone fight?
I've never played one.
Is that what happens in these games?
They're fighting games.
Is it Ultros that's making them fight?
What did I just say?
Is he the Shao Kahn of the Dissidia combat universe?
The answer is either yes or this is something I completely made up whole cloth, and I do not know which one it is.
I bet it's the latter.
Oh, you made it up?
No, I don't. I'm not like consciously trying to make it up, but I very well might have made it up.
I don't know a ton about these games,
plausible.
but some people seem to like them, and yeah, there's a new one coming out, so that's exciting. All of the characters are just in like normal fucking 20-something clothes, and I hate it. It's so they look so fucking boring. Like, what if we put a t-shirt and a hoodie on Cloud? Yeah, cool. Now he just looks like a guy. What the fuck do I care?
That's what he is. That's the whole point of Cloud. He's just some guy.
The design for Terra, I urge you. In fact, I'll share it to our chat.
Please do.
Dissidia Duellum.
I'll
Terra.
probably get real mad over Terra, because I don't care about Cloud, but I care a lot about Terra.
There you go. Is that going to be large enough? There's Terra.
What is this? No.
Wow.
Oh, I don't like this. First of all, my Terra has green hair. I don't accept blonde brunette Terra. She's wearing like a dumpy pink cardigan, a little schoolgirl outfit underneath it, I guess. Some clogs and some ankle socks. Oh, Terra.
Yeah, I don't like this.
I don't know if you saw Cloud, Vanessa, so I shared him in there as well, just so you can see how goddamn boring they've made it.
Oh, yeah, he's got a t-shirt. He looks like Sora, actually. Like he's dressed in a Sora outfit.
That's what I said. I said he looked like he was pledging for Organization 13.
Yeah, it's more of like a Roxas kind of thing, I guess.
Oh boy, here's
Yeah.
Zidane. Get a fucking look at Zidane. Just a fucking t-shirt and a vest and some jeans.
Where's his tail? He doesn't even have his tail.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that in this one they all come to real Earth for some reason, but I don't know that for sure.
They
Yeah,
cut
someone
off
said
his
they go
tail.
to Tokyo or something.
Well, that doesn't mean he can't have his tail. That's his penis.
Yeah, how's he supposed to bang?
Maybe that's what
Wow.
he's fighting for.
There's Kane. What have you done?
Kane's wearing a fedora. He's miladied. They miladied him.
The
He has
girl
a
in
fedora.
the
He has a woman's duster, like
the
jacket.
girl in the beanie, the cat hooded beanie, is Creel from Final Fantasy V. This is offensive. You should fucking cancel Square. Fuck them.
Yeah. It really does just kind of look like fan art. You know, like, I'm going to draw fan art of my favorite Final Fantasy friends, and they're going to be in normal clothes. I'm okay with the cat ears. It's pretty cute.
Anyway, that's our Final Fantasy Dissidia Duellum talk. I don't have much more to add other than it looks terrible and I'll never play it.
It looks terrible. We don't know what it is. We might know, but again, I do
It's a
not
fighting
know
game.
if I made that up or not.
It's a fighting game where Ultros makes all the Final Fantasy characters fight each other.
In
We
an
already
arena.
established this.
Yep.
In an arena.
In an arena, just like Mortal Kombat.
I've seen a little gameplay of the older ones, and it definitely does not look like it plays like your typical fighting game. Like, there is still, like, numbers popping over people's heads as you get your attacks off, and you're still casting spells and stuff.
I have a really important question for you guys,
Mm-hmm.
and we can go as deep into this as you want, but choose a Final Fantasy
12
character and tell me what you
inches.
think.
Oh, that's not what I
Tell
thought
me
you were
what
gonna
you
ask.
think their fatality would be if they were in Mortal
Oh.
Kombat.
I'll go first because mine's easy. I choose Realm. Her fatality would be her draw skill, and she would draw whoever it was she's fighting against, and the drawing would come to life and then do that person's fatality on the person. So it's very, like...
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
I think mine would be Titus, and Titus would summon his whale father, who would just squash or maybe swallow the opponent.
I also think Zidane could
also,
have
you
one where
could-
he... I'm sorry, Matt. Zidane could wrap his tail around the person, and that could be like his get over here. He could be like, get over here!
yeah.
And get him with his tail, and then maybe like knife their heads off with his two knives.
Kuja's
thinking,
could
like-
just be like sexually awakening somebody and they just orgasm to death.
Just jerking someone off.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
What about like Queen just like eating someone.
I think that
It's like
Quina would just eat them,
biting their head
but
off.
really take its time. Like, they would get the oven
Like,
out, like, tress them,
Oh, yeah.
season them, slow roast them. It would be like a 20-minute fatality.
You'd be grossed out, but also hungry by the end.
Yeah, because it would look delicious. There would be those sizzling noises.
I guess the Warriors of Light from the original Final Fantasy would like go back in time and kill your parents
Yeah.
before they conceived you, or smother you in your crib.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That would be a
what's his
pretty
face
great
from Final Fantasy?
fatality.
What's his face from Final Fantasy 15? Could Noctis could drive his car into you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if Noctis just like ran over somebody.
Beep, beep.
We've already come up with better ideas than the Final Fantasy Dissidia people have.
Well, again, we have never played Final Fantasy Dissidia. It could be great.
Yeah, we don't know what it
We
is.
don't know what it is.
I know
All we
enough
know is-
that I have watched. Like I've watched enough of the gameplay videos to know I'm not interested in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I know.
That's how I feel about the Persona dance, like, arena. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking
I
of the
just thought of a
Persona
good one.
dance arena where they all dance against each other.
I just thought of a good one. Have you guys ever seen the movie Deadly Friend? There's a robot that throws a dodgeball at a girl's head and it causes her head explodes. Have you guys ever seen that? It's a Wes Craven movie.
Sounds terrible.
What if Waka threw a blitz ball at somebody and it made their head explode?
That would be pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Ooh, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning could just bore you straight to death. Like just
She'll walk you down a corridor until you die of old
walk you
age.
down a corridor while droning on nonsense words until you just fucking crumble to dust. All right. Hey, that's it for our hot gaming goose. See you later, goose. Honk, honk. Yep. Get out. Before we dive into the quest log, Jim, can you tell us about our streams, please, in the amazing game that you are currently streaming on Wednesday nights?
Sure. Check out the Square Roots YouTube for our regular weekly Wednesday streams. We stream Wednesdays at 8 Eastern. Right now, I'm in the midst of a Shadow Hearts playthrough. My first time ever playing Shadow Hearts. I think, like, for a lot of people, this is their first time, like, being exposed to Shadow Hearts.
Yeah, John's talked about it a lot, but I've never, like, so much as seen a fucking screenshot, I think. So I'm pretty blown away.
Yeah, it's a very interesting game. It's a fun little RPG that's got a fun, like, timing mechanic to it. I like it a lot. It's got a cool setting. It takes place in, like, 1920s Japan, like pre-World War One. It's like at the cusp of World War One, and it involves like magic and demons and Taoists and ghosts.
I have an alternate take, which is that if you want to watch what seems to be a pretty bad RPG that's like so bad it's fun, and you don't want to subject yourself to playing that, watch Jim play it. That's what I'm doing, and I'm really enjoying it.
I
It's a
remember
good
liking
time.
playing it, I think because of the wheel. I tend to like any combat that has a little real-time element in it like that.
Me too. I can't believe you haven't played Expedition 33 yet, by the way. That's
Well,
like that
I'm
whole-
saving
that's
it
the
up for a
game's whole
special
deal.
occasion.
I think that you're misrepresenting what Expedition 33 is like.
Yeah, maybe.
What about...
Let's see, what else? Hold on. I'm also doing a bunch of Halloween streams. This week I streamed a game called The Mentee. I streamed a game called The Lightkeeper. I feel like I streamed something last week. I
You
don't
streamed
remember
No,
what it
I'm
was.
Not Human.
Yeah, no, I'm not human.
Oh yeah, streamed No, I'm Not a Human. Yeah. Yeah, good times. There's a lot of streams on the old YouTube. Got a lot in the catalog.
Yeah, we need to go through and and like organize playlists and stuff again. I feel like I did it a few months ago, and now it's a
know.
mess again.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Bears and Games Neo. Our good friend Johnny's channel. Check that out on the YouTubes. What was his last video he put out? I don't think I've watched it.
It was
It was
about
Driver
golf.
Parallel Lines. No, not well.
Oh.
He's put out some shorts for sure, but his last main video was Driver Parallel Lines.
But he
Yeah,
does
go
also
check
have a
out-
short about Golf's outfits. So if you've been listening to the series, definitely go
Galuf.
watch that short.
Do you pronounce the man's name Golf? Galuf is Golf?
Yeah,
Golf.
Galuf, Golf.
Okay, yes, he did have a short about Galuf's dancer outfit, and I think a couple other shorts, actually. But his most recent long-form video was Driver Parallel Lines. Go check those out. They're excellent. And give Johnny a like and subscribe, please. As soon as he lets us out of his tummy, we'll tell you more about it.
All right, let's quest log it. Let's finish this thing.
Oh,
I'm ready.
yeah.
Ready for the finale of Final Fantasy V.
Oh my God, I cannot believe we finished it. I can't believe we got through it. I actually
Finale Fantasy V.
can't believe it because, frankly, this game was pretty easy and pretty short. You know, it wasn't bad.
Well,
I love
we
these
all played
pixel
it with the
remasters.
boost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes more sense for the modern lifestyle. Like, back in the day, it was a selling point that a game lasted 60 hours because you wanted to get your money's worth, and you would play it for, 6 months, a year, before another game came out that you were interested in. But these days, we are just, we have an embarrassment of riches, we have busy lives, we have wives and children.
Oh, man,
Jobs.
speaking of being embarrassed, I can't believe I forgot. We have to announce the next game on the show. Even though Paper Mario won the vote, we are holding off on starting Paper Mario until Johnny is ready to come back and let us out of this tummy of his. So we want to play that with Johnny for sure. So in the meantime, we decided to throw in a filler game. I guess it was mostly a Vanessa suggestion. So why don't you announce the next game, Vanessa?
The next game that we are going to play as a special 2-part filler is South of Midnight.
Whoa.
Yeah, you've heard the controversy. Now come see
There's
for yourself.
controversy?
Oh, yeah. South of Midnight is it's a 2025 or was it 2024? You
I
really
couldn't remember
put me
when
on
I
the
was
spot
talking to
here.
Matt about it.
I definitely played it
remember
in
if it was last year or this year.
2025. It's a within the last year.
2025 action-adventure game developed by
Action-adventure
Compulsion Games and published by Xbox Game Studios.
Yeah, so it's on Xbox.
Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. It's on PC. It is set in the Louisiana swamp and follows a young woman named Hazel Flood on a quest to find her missing mother,
Who's been washed away.
who's been washed away in the titular flood. Jim and I were both really excited to play this game before it came out, and I think we jumped on it pretty quick and both really enjoyed it. It has a spectacular soundtrack. It has interesting characters and good storytelling, and it's pretty fun and easy to play. So if you're not like an action platform person, don't feel too intimidated by it, because I'm not an action platform person, and I managed to play the whole thing.
Yeah, it has a story mode.
Yeah,
It explores a lot of American, like, Deep South mythology, which is pretty cool and not something you see a ton of.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah, sort of, if you can detach all of the problematic elements of Song
Yeah.
of the South, but, the sort of, it has the feel of like a Brer Rabbit, that kind
Yeah,
of
she remarks on that
folkloric
early in the
mythology.
game. She's like, I feel like I'm Brer Rabbit. And I was like, I know that reference. I love Brer Rabbit.
There's some cool like Creole elements to it, like that's I think are really neat.
And though I'm not an expert, I did read some articles when it came out about how authentic it was, and it seemed like a lot of people I was reading, at least, who came from that cultural background, found it a good representation.
It does have some, like, stop motion animation-y type stuff, like type effects in it that, how do I put this? That occasionally, often, there is like a short cutscene early on that I straight up could not tell if it was actually stop motion animation or just really well done computer
It has that
effects.
It has that Into the Spider-Verse type of like jerky line kind of kinetic animation to it.
Well, it's got
You know
but
what
it's
I'm
got some
talking about?
stop motion animation type effects
Yeah,
that I
in
really
the very
fucking
beginning
like.
especially.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does kind of the jerky into the Spider-Verse type stuff. Like, I don't know if I like we'll talk about that more next week, but it's hard to draw the line between that and like looking janky, but I don't mind some jank, but it does have some really, it does look really great. And it does have some really beautiful looking stop motion animation style effects, which I'm a huge fan of. And yeah, the setup's pretty good. It's already, I'm a few chapters in. I'm really enjoying it. It's got a lot of story. I think that'll be really interesting for us to be able to talk about. Yeah, really excited to dive into that.
How about that soundtrack?
How about that fucking soundtrack? It is outstanding.
Yeah.
It's really good.
All right. Well,
Final Fantasy V.
Yep, that is next week. This week, let's get into Final Fantasy V. Last week, I believe, ran through Fork Tower and obtained the Ultimate Black and Ultimate White magic, which in this game are Flare and Holy. Holy actually does kick a lot of ass. Mm-hmm. And when the tower fell, left behind underneath the tower, which kind of faded out of existence, I guess, was the catapult from earlier in the game. The catapult where we would dock our airship. So we head back inside there, and guess who we find? It's our old friends, Sid and Mid.
I did this last chunker.
Yeah, I did too, but that's not where we left off last week. So.
Because you can't get there until after Fork Tower.
Yes, you can. With the...
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. With the...
Fork Tower's over it.
I feel like I got the black chocobo. Can you get there with the black chocobo? I feel like I already did this before. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm confused.
I don't know, and it's what do you want us to say? We don't know what you did.
Well, regardless, we didn't talk about it. And Sid is on it's not a hamster wheel, but it's functioning as that. He's like stuck
it's like a big gear.
On a big gear.
Big spinning
and he's
gear.
Just going round and round and round and round.
He almost dies. What an idiot, am I right?
I wonder how long he was there, just going round and round.
It can't have been long.
Yeah. I don't think a
Mid
person
comes
could
running in
survive
immediately.
doing that very long. Yeah.
Anyway, Sid and Mid tell us they can upgrade the airship to also be a submarine. Yay! More submarine time. I love the submarine.
I do kind of like how it opens up a new element of the map.
Mm-hmm. I wish there was more down there.
Yeah.
There's a few things to find, but not much. And it does take up, like this, it's the same size as the world map. And to have that, but to only have a couple of things is kind of a letdown.
There should be at least a shipwreck down there. That would have been so cool.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Sunken ship, sunken ghost ship.
So once they finish those upgrades, it's time to leave, but not before Sid gives a stirring speech about how he's a giant pussy who can't fight, so we got to go beat Xdeath. I love that his whole thing is like, well, I can't fight, so all I can do is support you with the strength of my arms as I turn your airship into a submarine. Actually, I shouldn't call him names. This is pretty cool.
Yeah. And
I can stab
Xdeath,
but I can't build a submarine.
Mm-hmm. Everyone brings something to the table.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got the impression, when we're hanging out with these people, that Mid and little orphan Annie might have a little something going on there.
It's little garbage orphan Annie.
I'm sorry, little garbage orphan Annie might have a little something going on there.
I
was picking up on some...
I wasn't getting like a vibe from them so much as like a shared experience, because Mid does take her to the side and tell her to take care of, she takes Mid to the side and tells him to take care of his grandpa because hers is dead.
Yeah, she's like, I see you have a grandpa. I also had a grandpa. We have so much in common.
Hug your grandpas, everybody. Never know.
So we can head to get the next tablet now, but I wanted to do and did a couple of little side quests. Did y'all go to the sunken tower of Waltz and get Mimic?
Yes.
You fight Go-Go. Mm-hmm. Go-Go from Final Fantasy VI.
So this is the he represents the shard that you couldn't get like in that second thing, right? Yeah. Okay.
The one that was on a ledge that was a foot that you couldn't, a foot of a shelf of rock you couldn't step on for some reason. You fight Go-Go, which I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be Go-Go from Final Fantasy VI or it's supposed to be a coincidence, but you get the mime ability, which, by the way, kicks ass.
Yeah, it's
mine
great.
is great.
You can't equip a couple of the things that you can equip as a freelancer, like the ribbon, but for the most part, it functions exactly like the freelancer, except it gives you the mimic ability, which will have a character do whatever the last person did, even if they're doing something they can't do. And it allows you 3 ability slots instead of 2. So that allowed me to put dual cast magic and a second magic. So I had a dual cast white mage summoner and a dual cast black mage time mage. Awesome.
Wow. I feel like I never
That was pretty
unlocked dual cast, and I don't know why. Do you know what class it comes from?
It's red mage.
You have to master black.
Yeah.
It's red
It's
mage.
red mage? I thought it was black
red mage.
Oh, it's red mage.
999 AP
never.
to master red mage, so it takes a while.
Yeah, I think I never did that.
It's
you say
fucking
that we-
awesome and super helpful at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I I mimicked so many Bahamut summons
Yeah.
with all my characters.
Oh, yeah, mimicking does not use-
over and over again.
Mimicking does not use MP.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could get like 2 or 3 Bahamuts a turn.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty great.
Matt said that we fight Go-Go, but that's not exactly true. First of all, this tower is underwater, so we only have a certain amount of time to get down to where the shard and Go-Go is, but it's not that difficult because the enemies haven't leveled up since the last time we were there, so they're easy to cut our way through. And there's also a chest you can find that I guess is an air pocket, and that will give you an extra 7 minutes or something like that to get down to the bottom.
I didn't find that chest.
I
don't know.
Well, you have to go down and then, like, up again to the floor above you through a little climby ladder. And when we encounter Go-Go, Go-Go says, "Whatever you do, I'll do the same thing." And that is the way of the mimic.
That's
So
right.
you can't beat me because I have all of your skills and all your abilities. And the way to beat Go-Go is to do nothing.
That's right.
You guys try to attack him or anything?
No, I did
Nope.
not. I had read. I knew what I was doing.
I kind of wanted to, but I was like,
I think I did once and then figured it out. 'Cause, I mean, he pretty much spells it out. He's like, I'm going to do whatever you do.
Yeah.
So after a little bit, quite like a few minutes of sitting there staring at Go-Go, Go-Go congratulates you for mastering mime because you have perfectly imitated Go-Go doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes your, I guess not really a summon. He just gives you the shard. And he's like, now you have mastered the art of mime. You can be in a box. You can be in a wind tunnel. You can do that thing where you squat down like you're sitting in a chair, but you're not sitting in a chair.
You can
Casually
pretend like
open
there's
a
an invisible wall
newspaper.
in front of you.
Yeah, invisible wall. You can tie.
Or like you're tugging on a rope.
Yeah, tug on a rope.
Copy
all
Bahamut.
of it.
You know, Bahamut, the guides that I was following said that you could get 9,999 damage with each Mega Flare attack, and that never happened for me. Like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah, I rarely
Holy
got
was
that
way
much
more
damage.
effective.
But even my
How much damage were
flares
you
and
doing
my
with Holy?
I don't remember. I can't remember. 9,000 or something like that. I never hit 999.
yeah, I feel like I was
Nine,
sort
nine,
of
nine, nine.
maxing out at like 6,000 for the most part.
I had dual wield and I was using I don't remember what the name of the skill is, but the one that lets you hit 4 times just at like a lower attack power. But I was using I had the legendary swords equipped on this character, and they were attacking so many
Rapid
times
fire.
and doing
That's what
like
it is.
Yeah.
rapid fire, and they were doing like 4,000 damage per per hit.
Wow.
I was doing like 12,000 damage.
What
like,
levels would you
every
say
time that they attacked?
your characters were by the end of this? I was around 45 for everybody.
I actually have no
I
idea.
was about. Actually, I'm not sure either. Now that you say that.
My end
I had
game
turned-
strategy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
No, if you start talking and I start talking and then I stop talking, that's an invitation for you to continue talking. Not to apologize. This just makes things hard
What
to
if you
edit.
both stop at the same time?
Just talk.
What if you both stop at the same time?
My
Then Vanessa
endgame
talks.
strategy wound up being having
You all talk over. Vanessa talks.
having
I
someone
listen to
dual
women.
wield
Like I'm doing right now.
legendary swords
Honk.
and then be a spellblade, cast
Mm-hmm.
flare on themselves, and then have my mimes mimic that to also cast flare on whatever weapons they had. So then,
I didn't think that works.
yeah, that works. And I think it,
works
doesn't
with
matter
Holy
what
as
they're-
well, and Holy kicks ass.
Yeah.
We'll get to this. I want to talk about these fights, but just out of curiosity, did you guys beat these super bosses?
Nah.
No, I skipped them.
Did you beat them both, Vanessa?
No. No. Nah.
Did you beat either of them?
No. I did try,
Okay. Well,
but I
wanna talk about
failed.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. So, up next is the Great Sea Trench, and it sucks. That's what I wrote in my notes, but I kind of don't remember why. I don't remember why I didn't like it. But there's a dwarven village inside. Lolly ho! That's fun.
Yeah. It's
That is
not
fun.
much of a village, though. Like,
No,
they have
no.
things that look like they should be stores, but they're not. They're just like
There's a
hanging out
store.
in there.
There's a store.
Oh, is there one?
Yeah.
I guess
But
there
they
was
don't sell
the
anything
inn.
that the Phantom Village didn't sell, so they didn't have anything. for
Yeah.
me.
And then there's one of them who's digging a tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think that comes back.
I think that
Does
what it
it?
is doing is pointing you towards the Phantom Village.
Oh, right.
Because
'Cause he's like-
it shows you on the map. He's like, there's a town above here or something like that, and then it shows you on the map, and it's a forest. So I think it is pointing to you. It's pointing you to the Phantom Village.
I went back to the Phantom Village after this, thinking that he would then pop out of his little tunnel. And
Mm-hmm. I
walked
did
all
too.
over
Nothing
looking for him.
happens.
Nothing happened. I thought that door in the Phantom Village that just kind of pushes you out if you try to go through it, that would have the dwarf back there. It didn't.
Nope. Just a brando thing. Anyway,
Speaking
at the end of the
Phantom
dungeon,
Village, I did ride all the way around the world on a yellow chocobo,
yeah.
as one man
Why?
challenged me to.
Oh,
And
really?
he gave, yeah. There's a guy and he's like, I'll give you something, but only if you ride all the way around the world on a yellow chocobo. So
What
I
did he
did.
give you?
I don't
How'd you do
remember.
How did you do that?
Cool. Thanks for bringing it up.
You just have to go find Boko, and then there's one route that you can take that will circumnavigate the globe.
Oh.
And you do that.
Huh.
Interesting. I did not do that, so I don't know what you get either. Clearly something not very important, since Vanessa does not even remember what it is. Anyway, at the end of the Great Sea Trench, there are we find three of Exdeath's goons. And they all have to be killed at the same time or they respawn. This is something that this game repeats a lot, and I hate. I hate it.
It's awful. It's awful. It's awful.
Mm-hmm. I think I had to
have a
use
little
the
respect for our
return
time
spell
game.
to start the fight over so I could hit them all at once with the same spells,
Yeah.
You know what I did for this
Hmm.
that I didn't is if you just use Odin.
Oh, yeah.
Odin will kill all of them immediately, all at the same time, and end the battle immediately.
I think I
No,
tried to use
usually-
Odin, and it did not hit.
Really, mine worked first try.
Wow.
Oh. I didn't know that Odin had a RNG element like that, but I guess that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah. And a lot of enemies are immune to that instant death thing
Yeah.
too, I think.
It's pretty great when
I
it hits,
just
though.
assumed they would be.
Yeah.
Did either of you go back and get Sildra, by the way, after we talked about it last week?
Oh, yeah, I did.
No.
I ended up using that summon quite a bit. It was pretty great. It's like lightning
Soldier's
breath.
cool.
All right, well, it's final tablet time. This one is at that big fucking waterfall that we've been staring at this whole game. The dungeon is pretty straightforward. At the end, we are attacked by a demon sent by X-Death, but before it can actually begin the fight, it is squashed by Leviathan.
Hooray!
Leviathan says, "Only those strong enough to defeat the Void can wield my power." So we kick his ass and make him into one of our little espers.
I thought it was a little uncool to, like, squash our enemy and then be like, but no, you have to fight me. It's like, come on, dude. We know how this is going to end. But with that, we can get all of the 12 holiest weapons. Some of which I never used, like the bell.
Yeah, I never used a few of them as
either.
well. The harp, the bell. I don't know.
I did use
some
the
of them were pretty
assassin's
good, and some of them
dagger.
were. Yeah, I had that equipped on somebody, which does cast like level 5 death on the person that it strikes, which is awesome. But then I was in a dungeon where that was backfiring and like healing them, and I got tired of it.
Yeah,
Never
that
equipped
happened to me
Never
too.
equipped it again.
Yeah.
Some more side quests here. You can go get Phoenix. You can go get Bahamut. Phoenix is.
Oh, I didn't get Phoenix.
Phoenix is at
Damn
the
it.
Phoenix Tower. It is 30 floors.
Yeah.
Short floors, just like a circle. At the very top Phoenix Tower is interesting. Every 5 floors, there will be 2 pots. One will have an amount of gil, the level of the floor you're on times 1,000. And the other one will have an imp. I can't remember the exact name of the monster that you have to give an elixir to. You cannot defeat it. You must give it an elixir.
It's a Final Fantasy
Wow.
staple, the elixir nom and pot guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you do that, he gives
Magic
you
pot, that's what
something
it's called.
nice. Yeah.
No, he gives you a fucking Phoenix down.
Was it? I thought I was getting something better from him for my
No,
elixirs.
You weren't. You were getting Phoenix downs.
Oh, I guess it gives tons of AP too. That's what I was thinking of, was the good thing.
And then at the top is the Windrake. I can't remember the Windrake's name. It telepathically communicates with little garbage orphan Annie and says it wants to help, and then it dive bombs off the tower and fucking dies. That is not helping, dude. That's not helpful.
But we get a very strange cutscene, like a flashback to Lena when her mom was dying.
Yeah, this is so
And-
fucking weird.
They wanted to cut the tongue out of the Windrake to
Well, they
give
didn't
her
want to. They said the only thing that could save her was the tongue of the Windrake. And so Lena goes out to the Windrake and like has a knife and is just kind of standing there, and her like nanny or whatever comes out and is like, "So are you going to do it?" And Lena like
And
breaks
it
down
gives
and is
you
like,
an
"I
option.
can't."
It's like you can select yes or no, though.
But she's dead, so you know that even if you select yes, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, so I selected no.
And yeah, I love this fucking Sophie's Choice of will you kill your pet to save your mom? Pretty fucked up choice. And with that, we come back to the present, and the Windrake becomes the Phoenix. Whoa.
I like
Phoenix
that
is
we
awesome
didn't
because it
actually
does a
fight it.
shitload of damage and will resurrect and fully heal one of your party members if they're down.
Ooh, I have that Arise spell. I mean,
Yeah, that thing
what more
rocks.
do you need if you have Arise?
Well, why would you
Yeah.
not want to do that and a shitload of damage, you know?
That's true. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
What more you need is a shitload of damage.
And with all of that, it's time for the final dungeon. After grabbing the last of the legendary weapons, we head into the void, which is accomplished
if-
by
I
flying
don't-
your airship into a black hole.
I don't know if this happened to you guys, but a couple times before I meant to go into the void,
Yeah.
I was zipping around the map and accidentally got sucked into the void and had to reload a save.
You don't have to reload a save. You actually can just go back to the wheel of the ship and you'll fly out of it.
Oh, can't you?
Oh,
I
wow.
thought it said, "Oh, we're gonna be stuck here."
No, you can get.
I don't know why they sound like Kermit the Frog all of a
They
sudden.
look
But
like they sound like Kermit the Frog. So
we're gonna be stuck here.
no, I did the same thing, but I just left. So not a big deal.
Why has there never been a Muppet RPG? I would
There
play the
should
heck
be a
out of
Muppet
that.
RPG.
I know.
Yeah.
Disney, get on it.
Yeah, with Miss Piggy as like your monk karate type.
Yeah,
Gonzo's obviously a wizard.
obviously.
Fozzie is a bard.
Fozzie's a bard. Statler and Waldorf are like a summon, maybe? Oh, they could be a white mage and a black mage, like together.
Oh yeah. Or they could be like sages.
Yeah,
What would Kermit be? Just the standard warrior?
just a guy. Just
Tough
some
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a thief. Or no, his doppelganger from that Muppets Most Wanted movie is a thief.
Oh, yeah.
Constantine. I've seen that movie so many times.
What about Walter, everyone's favorite Muppet?
I like Walter, actually. I actually have a Walter
Tattoo.
doll Muppet.
Oh.
That is so fucking creepy. Oh my god.
Is it?
Yes.
I got it for I got it for Jayla when she was a little kid. It's in a closet somewhere.
I know. I want to see it. Bring it
I
out.
took the kids. No, it's not. Johnny just messaged us. He wanted us to tell the listeners hi and that he loves them. Platonically.
He didn't say platonically.
Romantically.
I mean, he might not mean romantically, but he did not say platonically, and we shouldn't misrepresent what Johnny said.
All right. Anyway, we head into the void, and it's a desert.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't like this. I wanted it to be cool, and it was just
Mm-hmm.
some old desert.
We wander through the desert for
It's
a while
also-
and then find ourselves in some ruins and then eventually the Phantom Village. But everyone's frozen?
This was weird.
I didn't like this.
I guess the Phantom Village's deal is that it like passes between states or between the void and the real world, so maybe this is what it looks like when the village is in the real world. And this is the part that's in the void.
It's reminding me of something, but is it a Star Trek episode? It's reminding me of a Star Trek The Next Generation episode.
The one where they go to the village and it seems super idealistic, but it's really just a holodeck.
No, there's definitely one where they're like on a planet that's being like colonized, but then a random village appears, but then like disappears, and it turns out that the people of the planet, there were people on the planet, but they're like unstuck in time. And then they're getting like, it's longer and longer between each break. And eventually they're just going to kind of be stuck forever. Anyway,
Maybe
it doesn't matter. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of a letdown. It's going to get cool, but definitely a lot of filler here at the top end of the dungeon where we just kind of wander through a desert and then some ruins. And then we have to pass through the frozen village into a forest. But finally, at the end of the forest, we face our first mini-boss, Kalafasteri. Did I say that right?
Yeah, good old Fairy.
Califasteri.
Colibatoli. She's pretty.
Yeah, I posted a picture in here. She's a blue lady with, like, big rabbit ears, and she's holding on to a green ball of goo. I don't know what's happening here.
But she looks very demure. You know, she's proud of her ball of goo, but she doesn't want to be arrogant about it.
She casts Reflect on herself, and it's fucking annoying.
I cast Reflect on Butts to try to bounce things off of him, and then she kept casting, like, Regain or something on Butts to get it on herself, but she did that for like 4 or 5 turns in a row, so it really ended up beneficial for me. She couldn't heal faster than I could damage her.
But anyway, once she's dead, we move on into a cave. And in the cave is the first optional boss that I couldn't beat. His name is Omega, and he's like a robot spider thing.
There's
He
some
beat
lore
the shit
around.
out of me. He
Yeah,
beat
me
the
too.
shit out of me.
There's some lore in a little
Yeah.
nearby library about how Omega was created, but then was way too powerful and no one could deal with it, so they stuck it in the void forever. But yeah, after the first time I tried it, I was just like, yep, it's not going to happen. Basically just like one
Omega
hit
is
killed me.
the only enemy in the game who has a level higher than 99.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Omega's level is 119.
Jeez.
That's crazy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
could not beat this thing, and I just said, fuck it. What am I doing?
I decided to I was like I'm gonna try to beat this thing. I wonder if I can beat it if all my characters are level 99. So I turned a mod on and made all my characters level 99, and I still couldn't beat it.
Wow.
Like it has such high physical evasion, I could not attack it, and every time I would cast a spell on it, it would cast this tidal wave spell that did like 5,000 damage to each of my characters. And so like it was impossible to get it wasn't impossible, but I could only get like a couple really good turns in, and it still wasn't enough before it would KO.
Wow.
Me. Super hard.
Well, I ran around it. Past the cave, we find ourselves in the library, which we've been in several times, and another boss fight, who is called a panda, which is weird because he does not look like a panda.
No, he's not cuddly at all. He comes out of a book like all the library monsters do, and I enjoyed seeing
Was it
that again.
Efreet also in a book?
Yeah, Ifrit was.
Yeah.
This guy I didn't find very hard at all. Like, he talked
No.
a big talk, but he doesn't have a lot of game.
No, just another mini boss. We have to head up a tower, and then we find ourselves in a castle. You can wander around the castle a little bit, and eventually you wander into the prison. And there the boss fights continue. We fight Azulmagia, Alta Reut, and Jura Avis. I wrote these down. I don't remember what they look like, and it doesn't matter. There's so many of them, who cares? The only one I really wanted to highlight here was Catastrophe, great name, who is a big, gross eyeball slime monster. Look at this thing. It's like a black slime ball with tentacles floating out of it, and then a gross eye.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And he you open a door, and then Catastrophe just, like, chases you down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
There's a prisoner you can save, like a pretty lady who blows you a kiss before she leaves, and then when you head into the next room, she shows back up and jumps you. Her name is Halicarnassus.
This prison room really annoyed me because there's like 2 treasure chests in this room that are surrounded by these like old men monsters, and if you run into them, that fight is super annoying because they have a ton of health and really high evasion.
I managed to slip by them, actually. Just kind of waited them out till a path opened, and then I ran through it.
Yeah, there's one you can fight, and if you beat him, he has a save spot underneath him, which is handy.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I beat that guy and then was able to kind of go after these old men and just heal up with a cottage after each battle.
Anyway, Halicarnassus starts the fight off by turning us all into toads.
Yeah, I had looked at a guide and cheesed this by turning everyone into a toad before the fight started. Because the guy just said, do that, and I'm not going to tell you why. And I'm like, okie dokie, guide, I trust you. So I turned everyone into a toad. She cast toad on everyone and turned them all back into people.
Oh, wow. That's fucking clever. That's so smart.
That is clever. What guide were you reading?
I don't know.
Is it like a game, like IGN or a GameFAQs one?
Yeah, it was on the internet. What do you want from me?
I was going to say, I don't remember reading that in the guide that I was following.
I
That's interesting.
remember that it had a lot of sort of commentary in it.
It sounds like an RPG shrine guide. Those always
Yeah,
have a
I
ton
think
of
it might have been.
commentary on them.
And finally, the final mini boss of this area, we run into Twin Tania, who is just like a big, I don't know what this thing is.
It looks like a behemoth. I don't see why this sin thing isn't just called behemoth. It looks like a behemoth.
There are behemoths. Maybe did you have encounters off? There are behemoths on the last level, as there kind of always are in
I did eventually turn encounters
Final
off,
Fantasy games. This is not a behemoth, but it does kind of look like one. It's a big monster with 4 legs and 2 arms, and it's got a big venom or spawn monster type mouth and 4 horns and whatever. It's a fight. There's so many of these in a row that it's really, there's not a lot to say about them. Except for this next one. Finally, we find ourselves navigating among some floating platforms in space. Now, this is what a void should look like, my friends.
Exactly. This is what I wanted all along. It's not a Final Fantasy game if you don't go to space at the end.
I agree. Guess who's back?
I don't
Gilgamesh?
have to guess because I know. Yeah. It's Gilgi.
Gilgamesh.
We fight him for a few
He's our friend
turns,
now.
but yeah, then he recognizes Butts, and he's like, wait, I don't want to fight you. I'm your friend. Haha, Butts, my old pal. I'm trapped in here. How the fuck did you get in here? So we give him directions to the exit, and he leaves, but like not before heavily implying that we're all best friends, and he's part of the Warriors of Light gang. It's weird
Yeah.
and silly. Gilgamesh is the
Is this
best
when
character
he
in this
gives
fucking
everyone
game.
like advice, or is that a little bit
No.
later?
That's in the battle, yeah.
Speaking of, we continue. It's time for the second to last boss of the game. His name is Necrophobe. This guy has not been set up at all as a character, but he talks to us like we should know who he is, which I found very strange. We fight him, and he has
sometimes though.
We fight him, and he has 4 barriers. They each cast Holy, Flare, and Reflect. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But after fighting him for a while, Gilgamesh shows back up. He's like, you didn't think I'd leave you behind, did you, idiot?
Yeah, my best pals. My best friends in the world. It's me, Gilgamesh.
He's here to help. He fights Necrophobe for us. I didn't do this, but I read that this is the only point in the game where you can steal the Genji armor. If you steal it off of him while he's fighting Necrophobe, which I think is clever and fun.
That is clever and fun. I wouldn't do that to my best friend.
He fights Necrophobe and does eventually defeat him, but before he dies, he has some final words for the whole party. He tells little garbage orphan Annie that her grandpa was really strong. Mm-hmm. He tells Ferris to, quote, find love or something.
Yeah. And I like Ferris's response is just ...
Yeah. He tells Lena that she's really kind to animals.
Yeah.
And he tells Butts that he wanted to fight him one more time, mano a mano. Absolutely bizarre stuff. Absolutely bizarre. It did make me laugh. And then he sacrifices himself to kill Necrophobe. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, is it in this fight? I'm trying to find the quotes here. I can't remember if this was in this fight, but at one point he says, "Enough expository banner. It's time we fight like men and ladies who dress like men."
That's right. This is here, yes.
Yeah.
And then, like, at the end, he's like, "Later, let's the 5 of us go on an adventure."
I think, Anyway, it is pretty fucking hilarious, and he turned out to be the best fucking character in the game. But that's it for bosses. It is time for the final boss. That's right. We have made it to X-Death. He says he's going to claim the power of the Void, again confirming that he is not the Void. Mm-hmm. And he turns into a tree.
Yeah, this was a surprise.
This looks pretty cool.
I don't know what happens here. It's confusing.
Well, I didn't realize that was sort of how you claim the power of the Void. I guess we've had a little bit of tree business with, like, the tree that...
Well, there's a guardian tree, but there's one of those in fucking every game.
Yeah. But is he, like, a guardian tree now? Like the guardian tree of the Void or something like that?
The way
you
I
are
understand
doing a lot
it
of work
from,
that the game did not do.
It tells you that he was a tree.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It says that. So it says when the original the Dawn Warriors or whatever, when they sealed away that warlock a long time ago, they sealed him away. But he had released a bunch of evil spirits into the world. They trapped all those evil spirits in a tree. Eventually, the tree became sentient, and that sentient tree became X-Death.
Okay.
I don't remember that, and I don't think that's true.
And
he's been.
I know that they trapped the
X-Death
monsters in the void, not in a tree. And X-Death is the sorcerer they were fighting. He didn't become X-Death. He was X-Death all along.
I like Jim's theory. I like the theory that X-Death is a confluence of monsters that turned into a tree.
That's why his second phase is like just a bunch of monsters all stuck together.
This is good lore, and I believe Jim.
All right, I have pulled up X-Death's Final Fantasy wiki.
Mm-hmm.
X-Death is a warlock who seeks the
Regale us.
power of the crystals, yada, yada, yada.
That doesn't exclude him being a tree.
There's more. X-Death is a being of pure evil.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. X-Death was born out of a tree
Oh!
from the great forest of Moor, which had been used to seal evil spirits. Oh, fuck, Jim was right.
Yeah,
The
he's a
concentration of
tree.
spirits in the tree itself would transform it into X-Death. X-Death was kept at bay for hundreds of years before being sealed by the Dawn Warriors, all while plotting to be free of his seal. Once free, he sought the power of the void, yada, yada, yada.
Wow.
He's a tree.
Yeah.
He's a tree.
He's a tree.
Okay. X-Death is a tree. He looks like a giant turd. He looks like a gross turd. He looks
He
like
does.
the worst shit you've ever taken in your life. He looks like if Freddy Krueger was a literal piece of poop.
He does look like, you know, in those later Nightmare movies in the late 80s when they started doing like video game Freddy and like Super Freddy. This is like if they did video game Final Fantasy boss Freddy. It does look like Freddy.
Anyway, he opens up a bunch more black holes all over the world, sucking up the rest of the towns and castles. Then he sucks us up into the black hole. Oh no! Suddenly we're all just kind of passed out in space. But then Butts Sr. wakes everybody up as the rest of the original Dawn Warriors appear, including Golf.
Hooray.
Golf.
Grandpa time.
They say
Tee
they'll
off
hold
for
off the
some
void
golf.
while we take care of X-Death. So we pop back out, and out of the void, X-Death tries to hit us with another black hole, but King Tycoon shows up. These are all ghosts, in case that's not clear. And stops that from happening. Then King Tycoon and the Dawn Warriors give us a last word of encouragement, and it's time for the final fight. And once again, the final fight is X-Death looking like a giant turd, or maybe a giant terrible monster penis. I can't tell. I don't know.
Time to trim that tree.
Ugh. So that's just phase one of the fight. We defeat X-Turd, and he is sucked up into the void, but then he comes back as Neo X-Death. This phase two looks more of like what I would expect a Final Fantasy end boss to look like. And also, I didn't realize that Kefka's kind of final form in Final Fantasy VI is an X-Death ripoff. Whoa.
It is. Yeah. X-Death
Yeah.
is more horizontal, where Kefka is more vertical.
Yeah,
It's the
Kefka's
same
taller.
kind of idea.
But yes, it is just like a mishmash of monsters. Let's talk about these. There is a woman with her tits out.
Mm-hmm. There usually is.
There's a couple of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
There's the skeleton of a bull.
Yep.
There's a gold serpent dragon and a red serpent dragon that also looks like a lion with a unicorn horn.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple more ladies with their tits out.
Yep.
Yep.
That's another lady with her tits out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then finally, the big, beefy, superhero-looking man with big red horns at the very top.
It makes sense,
That
though. 'Cause,
guy at the top looks like Necron from Final Fantasy IX.
Whoa.
oh, yeah.
Kinda.
There's little that's scarier than a lady with her tits out, so it makes sense that he would have so many ladies with their tits out.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
That's 8 boobs.
That's 8 whole boobs.
There's some little sort of snakes if you zoom in on the details. There's a skeleton that kind of looks like it has a opening for a stomach. What kind of opening? I will not say. But yeah, it's a big mishmash. There's some
So
just
it
like
is a
jaunty
tough-
scarves.
It is a tough fight. We defeat him. It is hard. He casts every fucking big spell. He used Meteor on me a lot. It was tough for me. Like I had to, at the end, I had thankfully managed to just bring everybody back to life and then get my final hit off, because I was on the ropes and thought I might have to do this fight a second time and was not happy.
I did have to do this fight a second time. I'll admit it.
I actually
got
did
me.
die to Xturd. The first form definitely like nailed me with like 4 fucking spells in a row and wiped me out instantly. I was shocked. Once we defeat X-Death, we find ourselves floating in the void. The gang wonders if the void will swallow the world anyway. But suddenly,
I like to see them skating around the void. There's some
Yeah.
fun like skating animations. Is there like starred skating?
suddenly little garbage orphan Annie starts farting out sparkles, which blasts her along the void. And I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. But the crystal fragments then pop out of her. And then it happens to Ferris, and then Lena, and finally Butts. Each party member farting sparkles till the crystal fragments pop out of them.
Right.
And they each
'Cause were
say something about
concerned-
each element. They're like, the courage of fire, the coolness of the wind. Just
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
fucking wild stuff.
Very specific. It's the 4 noble traits of humanity. Courage, passion, hope, and something else.
Sparkle farts.
Sparkle farts.
The elemental crystals reform all over the world, and the void spits out all of the towns it swallowed. The Dawn Warriors and King Tycoon appear to say their final goodbyes before they fart sparkles of their own and fly into space, where they all combine into a dragon or something. I don't fucking know. It just fades to black. I don't know what's happening.
They sort of say, like, we'll see you again when it's your time. So I think they fly off to heaven.
Dragon heaven.
Dragon heaven.
Cut 2. Sid and Mid have received a letter from Lil Garbage Orphan Annie.
Yay!
She tells them that she and the gang survived, and a little about the final battle as we see scenes from all over the world of the Warriors of Light as the Warriors of Light travel to different places. Tycoon Castle, the Moogle Village, Golf Castle, Butts' hometown, the Pirate Cave where Coco is just fucking spitting out eggs like she's getting paid for it.
And the pirates are watching, like, in horror. Like, they have a shocked expression on their face as Coco, like, takes 2 steps forward, spits out an egg, 2 steps forward, spits out an egg. She's just birthing in front of them. No shame.
Maybe
and then
Coco
those
and
eggs-
Boko should lay off the fucking.
Yeah. Those eggs incubate immediately and hatch.
Yeah, into cute little baby chocobos, which, yay.
Kyrie says something like, "Oh, it's
Kyrie?
stressful." Is her name not Kyrie? What's her name?
Bilge?
Yeah, Bilge.
Little Orphan Annie?
Little Orphan Annie. She says.
She says that a year has passed and everything is well, and we see a few scenes of each character's kind of big moments from the game. Butts defeating the werewolf guy, Annie, Little Orphan Annie, almost dying, but then her grandfather saving her, stuff like that. And
She talks about how
Annie-
there's no heir for her grandpa, so everyone's really stressed out. And she's like, "Maybe I'll be queen. Wouldn't that be something?" I'm like, "Why
That's
wouldn't
how it works.
she be?"
So what's
she
confusing?
inherited all of his skills
Yeah.
and abilities, and she's the hereditary heir.
Annie returns to the Guardian Tree where her grandfather is buried. Her name is like Creel or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Cryle, something.
Yeah, she
Anyway,
complains of
I
thought it was
loneliness
Kryle.
too. She's like, "I miss my friends."
You never want to put that accent on the end, but I always want to put the, because there's a lot of, in these games, there's a lot of names like this, and I'm always like, Cryle? That's a terrible name. It's got to be like Crele.
Sounds weird. Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Maybe it's
Krele?
Krill. Maybe it's a silent E.
Yeah. Anyway, she returns to the Guardian Tree where her grandfather is buried. We see a few scenes of golf as she mourns. But then the rest of the gang shows up to comfort her, and it's pretty sweet. She's like, "You guys came."
I can't believe it.
They resolve
not-
to.
I didn't like seeing the flashbacks of things we'd already seen in the game.
No, I agree.
I thought that
fucking
was super
annoying.
boring.
It's not long. We resolve to dedicate. The gang resolves to dedicate their lives to protecting the crystals, and then they all jump on some chocobos, and little garbage orphan jumps on a windrake and depart. And over the credits, we get some really fucking great looking animation of the gang traveling via chocobo and dragonback. Why didn't the whole game look like this? Why is this in the fucking credits? What? It's great. It's great animation with like different camera angles and like actual like movement of the fucking chocobos and the drake flapping its wings. It looks amazing. Where was this the whole game?
They wanted to save it as a treat for if you beat the game.
There's a really nice, according to this this pixel remastered ending that I'm looking up on YouTube, each character also gets a little montage at the end, and you get a little close up of your character's like character model, like they're in combat, and then it tells you their stats, like
Oh, really?
level something, and then what their HP is. I mean, that's what's in this.
I didn't
video
see that. And I did watch the credits. I may have gotten up to pee. Maybe I
Here,
missed it then.
Yeah, let me send you guys a screenshot. This is actually pretty neat. I wish every RPG did this.
You also told us, Jim, that
Anyway.
you read that if somebody is KO'd in the final fight and doesn't get resurrected, they don't return from the void ever, ever, ever.
Yeah, if they're KO'd in the final battle and when you defeat Neo Exdeath, they are considered dead, like canonically trapped in the void.
If Krillay dies, then somebody else will have written the letter, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. I did not know this game had alternate endings.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I guess it's basically the same thing, except less people are around for the end here.
It's kind of wild.
Whatever.
Yeah, I
There's
think they said the main difference is like it just shows the other characters mourning whoever died in the void.
The fucking end.
we did it! Another Final Fantasy
Wow,
under the
guys.
belt.
I know. Someone pointed out in the Discord like 13 and 3.
2, 3, 13, 15, 16.
2, 3, 13, and 15. 2, 3, 13, 15. We have 5 more so far.
Yeah, I kind of, and this is, I'm not speaking for the group here. I feel like I've done the ones that I wanted to get done on this show. These are the ones I wanted to play. 2 is notoriously fucked up. 3 is a goddamn snooze. We actually played about half of 3 already because that was our test series. Not that I'm opposed to doing it, but it is not a.
I think 15 would be a fun game to do
I
for
agree.
the show.
15 is the only one that kind of hangs over me where I'm like, I could play that again, and like it's got a plot, and with all the extra stuff that they tacked onto it after the fact, I bet there's a lot more to it now. I would like to do 15.
I think we have a lot of fun with like all the bromance stuff, and the DLCs are fun.
2 and 3 feel like filler season jam-ins, like we did last year with Final Fantasy 1. I'll play them, but I'm not champing at the bit. 16.
Those would be.
I think
would be
16
good ones for a. I think those early Final Fantasies. Patreon bonus.
Yeah, that's a good idea. 16, I don't know why. We could do that. I don't have a problem with that. I do want to finish. I played half of it. I want to finish it. I'm not champing at the bit, but
It's actually pretty good.
next
I
year
liked it.
sometime. It had an interesting plot. 13's the one that, like, if we don't ever play it on this podcast, I don't give a shit. I don't ever need to play it again. I don't want to play it again. If it wins a vote or somebody fucking jams it down my throat, I'll play it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. The game sucks.
I would
rather
love
play
to
any
play
other Final
13 with
Fantasy
you
game.
guys, though. I mean, I played it when it came out. I don't remember it very well. I think I played 13 too as well.
Yeah, I played a
but
little bit of 13 too.
I want experience with it with all of you, and
I might just
really
be a little-
want.
I might be a little gun shy right now just because we just played Enchanted Arms, which in my mind is probably
yeah.
pretty
I mean-
similar. like a
Not
really
for a long
fucking bad
time.
RPG, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, man. Like by the end of Enchanted Arms, I was like, what am I even doing with my life? Like I don't know I could be doing anything that I enjoy and not torturing myself for fucking 8 hours on the weekend.
I just feel
Sorry,
like
Johnny.
I need
I
Matt
love you.
to experience hope, and I want
I've
Matt to
played. I have
experience
played
hope
10
with us.
hours of Final Fantasy 13.
But you didn't really get to know him and love him in the way you're intended to.
Yeah, listen. If it happens, it happens. I'm not super opposed to it, but I'm not proffering it up as an option ever. And I'm gonna need like some solid good games around it so that I don't want to unalive myself on camera. You know. Anyway, Jim, you had, before we dive into the rest, you had wanted to talk about this final boss that you said you fought and defeated, which is amazing.
Oh yeah,
Vanessa and I,
the super boss. I beat
so
the super
on this
boss.
in this last part of the dungeon, there were a bunch of treasure chests. None of them have anything good in them that you're going to use. So I was like, fuck this. Like, I'm at the end of the game. I don't care what's in these chests. And I knew one of them had that super boss. So I skipped them. I didn't even see this thing. So tell us about the super boss. It's it is the
super
dragon
boss.
from Dragon Ball Z, right? What's his name?
It's
Shenlong?
Shinryu. And he was really hard. Actually, like KO'd me like 4 times.
Wow.
But I kept at it. One thing I thought was really this: you can steal from this boss and get the best whip in the game,
Ooh.
which is pretty cool.
Did you have your mod on?
I did have the mod on.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not judging. I was just curious.
Yeah. It was like these super bosses are hard.
Yeah. I think they're probably
crazy.
intended for people who played the game more than once and grinded all the way up to max level.
Yeah, and according to this wiki entry, the advanced version of Final Fantasy V adds even stronger versions of Omega and Shinryu called Omega Mark II and Neo Shinryu.
How? How is it possible?
I don't know. Omega Mark II is, it's only level 97. Doesn't seem like it's as high a level as the other one. Interesting. Is that it? Did we finish Final Fantasy V?
Yeah, I guess we finished Final Fantasy V, and the only thing to ask is, I guess I'll start with you, Jim. Are you roundly for or squarely against this game?
I'm roundly for this game. I think the game started out as I thought it was kind of cheesy, but I think it grew on me, and I thought all the characters kind of goofy and fun, and I liked the kind of sillier tone of the game. And the job system is pretty damn awesome. I was kind of skeptical of it. I thought it was going to be a chore, like another mechanic I had to figure out, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. So yeah, good game. This is I think this is up there, I think, in the games that we played on the show. It's in like the top 20, I think. I think it deserves to be in the top 20
Wow.
at least. Matt, what do you think? What do you squarely?
I am also roundly for the game. I really enjoyed it. I'd always heard that this was the lightest on plot of this era of Final Fantasy, and I guess that's true, particularly compared to Final Fantasy. Yeah, I guess it is true compared to Final Fantasy 4 and 5. Excuse me, 4 and 6. But I did end up really enjoying the plot. I liked the light nature, the goofy nature of the plot, and then there were some characters and some moments that really stuck out to me as I think I liked this one more than Final Fantasy VI, gang. I don't know what to say.
What?
Yeah, I do. I like the job system a lot more. I love the Gallif's fight with Exdeath when he dies. Absolutely fucking fantastic stuff. This is awesome. One of the fucking like top 3 moments in any Final Fantasy game ever. Legit. And I would love to see it rendered with like modern graphics. Not that I want a Final Fantasy V remake necessarily, you know, because I hate the Final Fantasy VII remakes. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. The job system, I love Final Fantasy Tactics, so I kind of assumed going in that I would be into this, and I was. Not as in-depth as Final Fantasy Tactics, of course, but whatever. Particularly by the end when you start using the Freelancer and you can really mix and match. And then you get the Mime and you can really mix and match your abilities. I thought it was awesome. And X-Death is a good villain. Silly name, but overall, like, pretty good villain. Introduced Gilgamesh, he's shown up in other games. I've never thought a lot about Gilgamesh, but I loved him in this. I really, 10 out of 10 character by the end of this game. And then again, the light, silly tone really added to making Gilgamesh like a really lovable character. Like, he's kind of goofy. He's a tough fight a couple of times. Not the first time, but he's a tough fight a couple of times. And then he comes back around at the end, and it's really nice. And clearly, I didn't understand what was going on with X-Death in the tree, but I did really enjoy the end of the game. Overall, just 2 thumbs up. Roundly 4. Can't imagine how I could have liked this game more. Submarine Times, awesome. Vanessa, are you roundly 4 or squarely against this game?
I am also roundly for this game. I like a lot of what you've already mentioned. I like the job system. I liked going to a different planet. So you have like a whole new planet map, and then essentially you go to a third planet when they combine into one mega planet. I liked the costume changes. I liked that they change into different little outfits for their jobs. It reminded me of Final Fantasy X-2, which is also about job systems and costume changes. And it was fun and funny. I understand why it didn't come out here in between what we call 2 and 3, because it doesn't quite fit in that tone. I think they were also worried it would be too difficult for Americans, which is a little bit condescending, but maybe they were right at the time. And
well, that's an old-fashioned thing that, like, how long do we need to hold this against these people? Like, it came out. And it's interesting, like, you say that, like, between what we consider 2 and 3, and I feel like these days, like, who even thinks about it that way anymore? The fact that Final Fantasy 3 came out as Final Fantasy 6 came out as Final Fantasy 3 is almost like a footnote in history at this point. Like, it's all available. It's been available for years and years.
Matt called me a footnote in history. I can't believe it.
I called your belief a footnote in history. Like all
wow. So yeah, I liked it. I think I'm not quite as enamored maybe as you guys are, but it was good. I liked Ferris being a pirate princess in disguise. It is cliche, but it's my kind of cliche. I love a pirate princess in disguise. Who doesn't?
I liked Ferris a lot. Not even kidding, the moment that character showed up on screen, I was like, why are they all talking to this lady like she's a dude? Yeah. Like, it was not a convincing. It was not convincing.
No. She has the same hair color as Lena. She was wearing Lena's mother's pendant. There wasn't a lot of mystery about it.
Yeah.
But I did like their crisis of sexuality when they saw her sleeping and still believed that she was a man, but were openly, willingly attracted to her.
Well, and listen, I don't know. I don't remember all the details of Final Fantasy IV, but hey, you know what? We've got a couple of main female protagonists in this game whose lives don't revolve around the men.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, they've got their own story.
Yeah, there wasn't I don't know why I sort of felt like vague romance vibes from Lena and Butts, but there really wasn't.
I felt that too. I think it is pretty implied. Though it's kind of weird because by the end of the game, I feel like maybe they're hinting it's Butts and Ferris vibes. It's one of those, like, they dance around it so much that they never come down on anything solid.
And, you only have 4 party members, and by the end of the game, 3 of them are female characters, and that's pretty cool.
One of them was a child.
A child can still be a female.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, I guess... No, I thought it was all children are females.
What are you saying?
All children are females. Yeah, Vanessa got it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unpack that, Vanessa. What are you saying?
When you are developing as a fetus, I think that all fetuses start as female and then...
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Mutate into men.
I don't know that... I think that you start off as kind of nothing.
Yeah.
And then eventually split into one or the other, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not a biologist, and I don't know anything about this, really.
Schrodinger's sex, I should say.
Let's say some problematic shit about this, you know? Let's get canceled.
I think
Just
we would just
spitballing.
like get a boost in ratings. The more problematic, the better these days.
Yeah, we'd finally get an ROI on this podcast, of course.
Anyway, Vanessa liked the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next time on Square Roots. Vanessa talks now.
South of Midnight. I think that you had suggested we play to the end of chapter 7, Matt.
I
And
don't.
that's fine with
So
me.
I will do that. I can do that for sure. I do want to say I played the first 3 chapters last night, and boy, I felt like it was a lot of plot, and that this one might be a better 3-parter. But why don't we play to the end of chapter 7, and when we record next week, just kind of see what we think.
Yeah, that's fine. It is plot
Sounds
heavy.
good.
It's not a very long game. I think its playtime is like 10 to 12 hours, but
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, when there's a lot of plot, it does tend to, take longer to talk about the game. So
And a lot
why don't
of
we just kind
quite
of
heavy
At
themes.
the furthest we could potentially get is chapter 7, though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure
Just
I'm
FYI.
played up to chapter 7, the end of chapter 7 by the time we record. But if you're writing the notes or
Yeah.
if we're recording and we're at 2.5 hours and want to cut it, that's fine.
yeah, I just don't want the listeners to think we're playing to chapter 3 and then we play to chapter 7
Yeah, I
and
agree.
then we
Yeah.
spoil four chapters for them. All right, yeah. So man, I guess it's time to level up. Can't. It's still weird to think we just finished another Final Fantasy. I have weird feelings about it.
Wow,
Do you
I felt like
feel-
the notes were shorter this week, but we are an hour and 40 minutes in, so clearly we had more to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel. You know what's interesting? I feel like every time we play a Final Fantasy, it's almost like it's a birthday for the podcast in a way. It's like a
Yeah.
milestone.
It's fun, man.
It does.
Such good games. It's such a good time. We've yet to play a bad one. Like well, that's not true
Yeah.
because we did play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So.
Oh, man. I enjoyed that while it was happening, but I have no desire to revisit it. And I know
It
I'm going to
was-
have
The
to
idea
because
of
the third
going
part's
back
coming.
seems like a lot.
It was
Yeah.
such
It
a
seems like a
split
lot.
for me of I would hit a part of the game where I was hooked, and I was just tearing through the game and enjoying it so much, and then I'd hit a part of the game where I just hated it so fucking
I felt
much.
like every time I got to a new area, I wanted to explore
Mm-hmm.
that whole area, and then when I got to the plot shit, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
come on.
God, remember the Golden Casino? Remember the Golden Saucer?
Oh, yeah.
Rough stuff. Anyway, level up. Yeah, Jim, why don't you kick us off?
Oh gosh. Well, I finished a book that Matt recommended called Tales from the Gas Station. I liked it for the most part. Once the book decided that it wanted to tell one story and wanted the main character to participate in what was going on, it was pretty good. But it was really frustrating at the beginning because the main character was very explicit that there's a lot of stuff happening and I'm going to tell you about it, but also I don't care enough to tell you that much about it because I just don't care.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just
And,
because I
that's-
don't care. There were pretty good plot reasons for why he was checked out.
Yeah, but also I want him to be interested in what's going on, or else I'm not going to be interested.
Yeah. It does start off like a collection
but,
of shorts and then kind of evolves into a plot.
It starts to kind of all come together. Once characters start appearing more consistently, it starts to feel like it has a little bit more momentum.
Well, we'll talk
But
about
I
that
liked
more
it for the most
on
part.
our
Yeah.
book club bonus.
Oh yeah, Matt and I. Yeah, check out our Patreon later this month for a couple drops, or maybe we'll release them on the main feed. I don't know that we've really talked about that yet, but where Matt and I have a discussion on books that we recommended to one another.
And Vanessa
Is the
was not
main
invited.
charac- I wasn't invited because I don't read yuck pewy books. Was the main character in Tales from the Gas Station a gas station clerk?
Yes.
Nice. I picked it up from context clues. Who needs to read books?
It's like an overnight gas station
Exactly.
clerk.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense.
I also want to talk to and say that I played and really enjoyed. I got one ending in a game called No, I'm Not a Human. which is think Vanessa described it well, like a text adventure.
Yeah, so
or like a visual novel.
It has been out in like early release for years. You were playing it.
I didn't know that.
So you were playing it, and I was like, I've seen this game. My daughter has watched people play through this game. I know this game. But you guys were talking about it like it was brand new, so I was really confused. And it was my kids saw me watching Jim's playthrough that explained to me that it had just finally come out in like full release.
Yeah, but demos of it have been around for ages. I think I recommended that game to you, right, Jim?
You did, yeah.
And
I had seen a review for it, but you had recommended actually a couple games like really close to one another, and that was one of them.
Yeah, and like Matt's kids, I had sort of just seen it around.
Oh, see, I was seeing reviews like pop up for it, but yeah, I played it, and it's really creepy and tense. There's like and I got like the weirdest ending to the game.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Like I like. Based on the tone of the game, I expected it to end miserably because the game is kind of miserable. But it was very strange and amazing. I think that's it for me. Vanessa, how did you level up?
I've been watching some spooky movies because it's
a lot of spooky
season.
movies. It's
Yeah,
actually reversed this year. Last year, I watched 1 million spooky movies, and this year, you're watching 1 million spooky movies, and I've watched almost nothing.
Yeah. So I watched. I guess I'll discuss them in watch order. I watched The Substance, which I had been looking forward to seeing for a long time. This is the Demi Moore body horror film that did she win a Golden Globe for this? I think for her performance in it.
I believe so. Yeah,
But it was quite critically lauded. What it reminded me of the most, and Matt, you're going to know what I'm talking about here, is the Batman the Animated Series episode about Calendar Girl. Do you remember that character? She is a former model, and she wears a mask and talks about how she used to be beautiful, but then was rejected by the industry and is kind of taking her revenge on all of the fashion designers and things who wouldn't hire her anymore. So Demi Moore plays a fitness guru, sort of TV host who has turned 50 and people aren't as interested in hiring her, and so she takes a exciting new medication to help her create her ideal youthful self, and create her she does right out of her own body. And then it's about how these two characters who are both kind of versions of the same person coexist.
The clone, if you want to call it that, I don't know if that's what it is, but the clone is played by, I think, Rebecca Qualley.
Yeah, I didn't
Margaret Qualley?
know
Margaret
her.
Qualley?
I think she was in Fosse Verdon, so she has a dance background, and that really kind of shows up in her performance as this aerobics instructor character.
It is Margaret Qualley. She was in
Also-
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She
Yeah.
was in Poor Things. She was in The Leftovers.
If you're interested in seeing
She was in The Nice Guys.
just a whole
She was in
bunch
the
of
terrible
nudity.
Death Note. She was in the terrible Netflix Death Note movie.
Oh. And this movie had a whole lot of naked bodies in it, but not in an erotic way. Unless you're a weirdo.
No, would you describe it as like not gross at all, or how would you?
I would describe it as pretty disgusting. I think that if there's anything that disgusts you, it's probably going to be in this movie, because it's got it all.
For me, it was one very specific thing that I just did not like, and it was Dennis Quaid eating that goddamn shrimp.
Oh yeah,
That
was
grossed me out so much. Oh my god.
It was pretty disgusting.
It's just like sensory overload watching him do it, and the sopping sounds that his mouth is making, and then makes my skin crawl.
This is a body horror movie.
Yeah. Hardcore. I also watched a movie that I found on YouTube for free, so you can watch it too, probably, called Case 39. And the reason I watched this is because it stars Renee Zellweger and Bradley Cooper. And I was like, that's
Star-studded
weird.
cast?
Yeah, it's a star-studded cast. I hadn't really heard of it before. Oh, and it also stars that guy who's in a whole bunch of stuff, including, I think, Ghost Ship. He is Ian McShane. Maybe he's not in Ghost Ship, but he's just been in a lot of things. You'll know his face
Yeah.
if you look
Ian
at him.
McShane's in like Deadwood.
Yeah.
That's the guy from like Deadwood, right?
And the John Wick
Since
movies.
those John Wick movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. John Wick. That's what I was thinking of. I think Ghost Ship is someone else. Gabriel something rather.
Ghost Ship is that other Gabriel, that guy who plays the devil in End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
That's where I
yeah,
always
yeah.
think of that guy from.
So it was real bad. It is about a CPS caseworker who takes in a little child, and you can probably guess exactly what happens from that description, and that's what happens. I watched Fright Night, which
I definitely
really
can't
enjoyed.
guess what happens from that description. That was nothing.
Oh, well, guess harder. It's a horror movie about an adult who takes in a little child.
The child is a murderer?
Yep, you did it.
Okay.
Then I watched Fright Night, the I think 2011 version, which I've always been curious in seeing because it has a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And
It's such a fun movie.
yeah, I thought it was really fun. It has what's his name, Mr. Penguin himself,
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, and David Tennant is in it. Toni Collette is in it, and Anton Yelchin, is that his name? R.I.P.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was sort of like teen feeling.
Yelchin.
Yeah. It's more of like the sort of PG-13 Scream genre,
Yeah.
but it was enjoyable.
Have you guys seen the original?
I don't think I have.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the like best vampire movies, I think. It's really good. I just rewatched it like 3 nights ago. It's super good.
I also watched Companion with
That one
Jack
pops
Quaid.
up all the time, and I've almost watched it several times, but then I'm like, but it looks boring.
Yeah,
It's way boring.
I would say that it is a movie for people who didn't quite understand the themes of Ex Machina and need it explained to them a little bit more simply. That is Companion. And finally, I watched Black Phone, which is, I guess, really popular with young people or something. It was okay.
It is one of those. It's one of those like kind of entry level horror films for like Gen Z, for like kids my daughter's age.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was one of the first ones. Like I feel like I'm old enough to go see a scary movie in the theater,
Yeah.
and like it's gonna be Black.
My
Phone.
daughter went and saw that one in the theater too. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's one of those. I don't know if it's rated R or not. Is Black Phone rated R?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one of those kind of like on the lower end of like the R scale.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That like kids can sit. That like kids can sit through.
Mm-hmm.
Is rated R, yes.
Yeah, it was good. It's about a child abductor, and one of the children that he has abducted starts getting calls on this supposedly not functional phone from the spirits of children that have been abducted before him.
Oh.
And it has Ethan
What'd
Hawke
you think?
as Black Phone.
I'm Ethan Blackphone.
Ethan Black Phone
Get off
Hawke.
my phone.
And-
What'd you think? I thought Ethan Hawke was really good in it.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought that the main children were good. I thought that some of the tertiary child performers were not as strong, but that's kind of what happens when you cast a whole bunch of kids in a movie. But it was good. The effects were good. It's set in, I think, the 70s, so it has a retro vibe to it. I liked it well enough. I think of all of those, my favorites were Substance and Fright Night, two very different experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
But-
really going to level up with it, but I did end up watching half of The Substance as well that same night that you had because you were talking about it. And I didn't finish it, not because I didn't like it, but it was super gross and it was really late. And I was like, maybe I'll finish this tomorrow. And then the next day I was like, I'm not fucking watching the rest of that. That was not comfortable. It was good, but also, ugh.
Can I do a really quick rundown of the scary movies I've watched recently?
Yeah, please do.
So I watched Fright Night. I watched Relic. I watched Pumpkinhead. I watched.
You watched a movie about yourself, Pumpkinhead?
Yeah, I watched Pumpkinhead. Let's see what else. I watched Session 9 last night, a movie I recommended to Vanessa yesterday, but I realized I hadn't seen in a couple of years. So
You watched Frogman.
I watched that, and
You won't shut up
I watched
about
Frogman. I rewatched Frogman. Frogman was great, and I watched the new VHS movie, which was really good. Had one segment in it that I thought went I didn't enjoy watching. I thought it went a little too far. It was pretty messed up. But yeah, I'm trying to jam it as much as I can before the end of the month.
It's
Weird. You
I
can
think
watch these
that's,
movies anytime you want, and nobody's stopping you. And also, I'd like to level up. You silly little
yeah.
motherfucker.
Oh, I thought you
Nope,
started.
you started.
Oh, my bad.
Matt, how did you?
Go ahead, Matt.
level up?
How did you level
How
up?
did you
Boring
level up, Matt?
times, says Jim. Excuse me while I take a nap. I watched a movie too. I also watched scary movies. That's right. I watched 2023's, even though it just came out a couple months ago in theaters. Toxic Avenger.
Ooh, what'd you think?
I liked it. It's not good. It's bad. It's a weird one. It's kind of tough to talk about because it is. How do I phrase this? It is. You can tell that, I mean, there must have been reshoots. Like, it just kind of is not well put together.
Who's in that? Is it like Elijah Wood or someone like
So
that?
Peter Dinklage plays the titular Toxic Avenger. And I appreciated the fact that they did not turn him into like a giant man monster. They still allowed, Peter Dinklage to be the Toxic Avenger. In fact, it's one of those rare movies where it stars a little person and then does not comment on that at all, really.
Is it actually Peter Dinklage in the prosthetics?
I think so.
That's interesting.
And the prosthetics are okay, where they look pretty good, but then one of his eyes is very clearly like a black lens with a glowing red dot in it, and it's like, okay, well that just looks like you're wearing half a sunglass,
Peter Dinklage seems like one of those actors who'd be like, I'm not wearing the makeup.
It's wearing
Yeah.
me. I like Peter Dinklage. I think he's a good actor. It does
He is.
star Elijah Wood and Kevin Bacon as villains, and then it feels like they spent all of their money on those three because the rest of the cast is fucking nobody, and none of them are any good at all.
Wow.
And then on top of that, the movie, there are some really well shot and well done and good scenes, and then a lot of crap. Just a lot of just badly shot. There are a few shots in that movie that are so amateurish that it's almost painful. It's weird. And plot wise, it hangs together, but lots of little non sequiturs and things that you don't really. There's a lady that, let's say, by the end of the movie is also a monster, and I have fucking no idea why. I don't think the movie bothered to explain it. I think she just turns around and is a monster woman at some point, and that just happened. It is very gory. I did see a lot of chatter when it was in theaters about how it's one of the grossest movies you've ever seen, and that is straight bullshit. Straight bullshit. It is very gory, but it's that cartoon gory where people get their jaws ripped off, but it just looks fucking silly. He does have a toxic waste powered mop that acts like a lightsaber that kind of isn't really tied into how he became the Toxic Avenger. and does just kind of appear and disappear at need. It's just amateur hour. But it also is really fucking funny and like really entertaining. And I really liked it a lot. So like, it's one of those big recommends. Don't think you're seeing an Oscar contender. Like, this thing's a piece of crap that you're going to really enjoy. Jim in particular, I think, you've got the high tolerance for the gore and the bullshit. I think you'll really like it. I finished the book that I mentioned last week, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. The only real complaint that I had about the book is that it is kind of pop culture reference heavy, and that is something that I'm getting really fucking tired of in my modern fantasy books. Like, come on. But I think it did a great job with an interesting main character who starts off... how do I phrase this without like getting too spoilery? Like, starts off in media res kind of as somebody who's been through a lot of shit and like has kind of become a shitty person because of it and treats everything like a game basically and hurts people and like is not cool. But then I think the book does a great job of like exploring that, the reasons for that, and then also forcing them into a position of like having to re-examine their behavior and like how that affects them. And I really liked it a lot. And it was great. This is a duology of books. They're by Django Wexler. So the first one is How to Be the Dark Lord and Die Trying. And I did finish the first one and then immediately pick up the sequel. Everyone Wants to Rule the World Except Me. And I'm about 30 or 40% of the way through that one. And it's fun too. It's more of the same. I'm actually I'm ready for it to like hit and start, barreling towards the climax, because to be honest, this one's a little less interesting. But I'm excited to read it, and I'm excited that it is a duology that is finished, and I can just read the fucking thing, because as I know I've mentioned before on the show, I'm real burned out on like long running series. Like, just tell your fucking story. That's probably just a product of growing up in a world where I was waiting 3 to 5 years for Wheel of Time books to come out and banging my head against the wall when one would come out and I'd be like, wow, nothing happened and I'm bored. I hate this! I don't have the patience for it anymore. Anyway, that's how I leveled up. If you're a reader, How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying, great book. And, well, maybe not great, but really good, enjoyable book. And Toxic Avenger, really enjoyable, fun movie.
All right, we did it.
We did do it.
Before we sign off, I will remind everyone that we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. There you can find all of our great bonus content. We're doing a Final Fantasy V theme bonus this month, so keep on the lookout for that. You can have access to all that content at the $3 subscription tier. At the $5 tier, you get access to all that content plus the ability to vote on games that we play on the show. Another benefit of being a patron, no matter what tier you subscribe at, we do like to personally thank some of the patrons on the show. I'm going to start us off this week by thanking Matt Jorgensen, Lex Averial, Press F to Squoot, Doom Train, and Himbo Baggins.
I'd like to thank Tom, Chris Sasaki, Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Ron, and Julie.
I'd like to thank Star Healer, Wishbone is Gay, Nawford, Cameron Shoei, and Pope Hat Ben, the Ben with the Pope hat.
Wow. He's upgraded. He used to just have a hat, but now he's got a Pope hat.
Yeah.
Do you think that Pope Hat Ben, the Ben with the Pope hat, is the Pope? Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
well, you heard it here first. The Pope is a Square Roots listener.
Wow.
Not entirely impossible. And that's weird.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't think the Pope's name is Ben.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not his Pope name.
That's fair.
No, I don't.
I only know his Pope name, which is, I think, Leo the 16th. I'm looking it up. What if it's Ben? I'm going to look. Pope Leo the 14th? Hang on. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Born Ben. Wow. Wow.
Wow. We cracked
Okay,
this
it's-
wide open.
No, it's not at all. It's Robert.
Oh. All right, well, if you'd like to send us an email to have read on the show, our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Blue Sky, at squarerootspod.bsky.social. And also, as a reminder, check us out on YouTube. We have a lot of fun game streams on there.
Yeah, we do.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Gone.
Google Spotify.
Google Spotify, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme. You can find Stephen on YouTube. Links in the show notes. For Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
And I'm Vanessa.
Bye.
Bye.
Final Fantasy V. We did it.